everyone, it's Hannah from Hand Physio. I'm going to go through a daily elbow mobility routine. There's going to be a little bit of stretching, mobility, range of motion, and then using a little bit of activation to try and get that full range of motion through the elbow. This is good if you're coming back from an injury and it just feels a little bit of stiffness or soreness, and it's only going to be about 5-10 minutes, so you can do it daily. So what we're going to start with is elbow range of motion and go through what is called controlled articular rotations. Basically just means all the range of motion that you have in your elbow. So we're going to start, what I want you to try and think of is sitting up tall, your shoulder's not doing the movement, your wrist is not doing the movement, it's just coming from the elbow. And so you shouldn't push into sharp pain or uncomfortable pain, but if it's just like tight or sore, then that is okay, and as you keep doing it, you should get more. So we're going to start fully bending, so I want you to go basically as far as you can. We're going to come all the way down to straightening. You're going to turn your palm down, and then you're going to come back up. Turn your palm again, down, and back up. And so we're going through what we have at the elbow, which is bending and extending. So here we are bending, and here we are extending. But we have two bones in our elbow, and so as we actually rotate over, we're getting a little bit of that rotation movement that we have at the elbow, and using a couple different muscles that we have in through our upper arm here. And now we're going to switch. So you're going to come up, hand faces down, go forward. Palm comes up, palm goes down. And so this might be sore all the way into extension, but I want you to try and squeeze in through that tricep at the back. And then coming up, I want you to try and squeeze through that bicep. So this is the first thing. We're just going to go through that range of motion. Next thing is that we're going to add a little bit of resistance. So if you have a little bit of a band, we can now do some bicep curls with that resistance. So coming up, again, trying to like set your shoulder blade back so that we're just getting that range of motion in through here, and then just like a slow lowering. So with a band, if you have a weight, you can obviously go all the way down, but with a band, it's going to be harder at the top, and I want you to control that motion coming down. If we want to have more resistance at the bottom, then you can just do partial ones. So pressing onto the band, coming up halfway, and then lowering into that full straightening, halfway, full straightening. So those are the two options. This is half, so there's more resistance at the bottom, and then there's full, so you can go all the way to the top. And so I want you to do it with palm facing upwards, so we get true biceps, but then I want you to do it with thumb facing upwards as well. And so that's more like a hammer curl, but we're getting a slightly different muscle in through here. So I want you to do the same things. And then the last one is actually going to be with palm facing down. And so you might just be using the band over the forearm. If you want to get a little bit of grip strength and wrist strength, then you can hold the band, palm facing down. So now that we've got through all that elbow flexion and controlling into that extension, we now want to work on that extending as well. So you're going to have to anchor the band somewhere solid. So I'm just going to put it around this table leg, and then with a straight arm, I just want you to pull back, keeping that elbow straight the whole time. So I just need to adjust where I am so that I can feel that I can actually get my arm coming back. And so in this, you should feel your lats working, you should also feel your tricep working. And so we can even do little baby tricep extensions. So you're holding that position here, coming back, and then bending at the elbow, and then straightening at the elbow. And you should have that resistance where you can go to full range of motion. So it shouldn't be just up and through here, you can still see that bend. I want you to get that full straightening of that elbow. You should almost feel like you're cramping into your triceps. Then the last thing that we want to get is weight bearing in through our arms. So this can be on any table, it can be on the ground, it can be on a wall. Wall is easier, chair is middle, ground is hardest. You're going to be putting weight in through that elbow. So again, the more weight and the more that your shoulders come over your elbows, the more weight you're going to be taking in through your elbows. And you're basically just going to be doing weight shifts. So again, I want you to almost try and get that full extension, and then you're going to shift to one arm, full extension, and shift to the other arm. So this is a full wrist, elbow, shoulder exercise, but that elbow is that middle joint that's going to help control and transfer the load from our shoulder down into our hands to control it. And you have pain in the elbow with that extension or with load bearing, then your body's not going to want to take this. So again, you can always make it easier by coming back and then just shifting the weight here, and then make it harder by going forwards. And so that's going to be your daily elbow routine. I want you to try and do it, again, daily, meaning every day, but I don't want you to be pushing into pain. So if you notice that the next morning that it's quite sore, maybe just do the range of motion. We want to keep it moving, but we don't want to be causing pain so that it starts tightening up. So try those out, and hopefully your elbow starts feeling better.